I have no internet connection, but right now live there's a local AI agent running on my laptop to do these data pre-processing and vibe coding tasks by just generating codes, refining its own codes and debugging them until end-to-end it's working properly and it's thinking right now. Not only that, at the same time I was able to check its vision capabilities by just uploading an image and asking that extract the component of the code from this image and run the code end-to-end, which is working properly thanks to this new family of models released by Google DeepMind called Gemma 4, which not only you can run it on your machines, but also you can run it on your mobile phones as well. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about what is this model, how you can run it and create your AI agent in just a couple of minutes, which is very fast, free, and straightforward, still having no connection to internet. Let's check it out. While the AI agent is working right now and still I'm disconnected from internet, I want to talk about the juice of this work, which is this new model called Gemma 4. And you might say that, wow, there are too many open source models out there. Some of them can be running on my laptop right now. So why should I care about this? And I'm going to tell you why and how with very simple way you can create your AI agent immediately right now. So Gemma 4 that got released a couple of days ago, it is baked based on Gemini 3 research. Again, cooked by Google DeepMind, and obviously it comes with different sizes, which I'm going to talk about that, which enable you to have it running both on your mobile phone and even local machines. Like right now in my laptop, we can have your Jetson Nano or Raspberry Pi. So up to you where you can have it as an IoT edge or local machine to leverage these models without you the need of being internet connected or even paying for those closed source models. Now, if you go to Arena Leaderboard right now to see how powerful Gemma 4 is, or from the intelligence perspective compared to other open source models, as I just filtered in Arena Leaderboard, you will see that immediately Gemma 4, the 31 billion parameter version of that, which is 1 out of 4, is ranked at 3. But check this out. Although you might say, Verdar, Kimi K2 and GLM seems to be better on this score, but you have to be considerate on something. First of all, what gonna be the cost for you to run these models? By cost, I mean that you're not paying for an API because it's free, you can run it everywhere, but how much of GPU or memory, RAM you need to run them, and does it worth it or not versus the score that you get out of the intelligence capabilities of these models. To give you a quick overview, here I am comparing these three models to see if really Gemma 4 worth it or not. So Gemma 4, which is ranked 3 right now compared to these two, look at the size. This one comes with just 30 billion parameter, but Kimi K2 2.5 and GLM 5 almost multiple times bigger. That means it's gonna cost you much more if you want to have a local machine to run these models. You might have much more powerful model machine that you have to pay more and being able to afford a machine that can really host these models. So be considerate on what you're gaining from the intelligence perspective compared to the cost, or better to say price versus performance. So again, just a quick overview, you can see that how much of memory GPU you need for Gemma 4, 31 billion parameter compared to the other one. But 31 billion parameter is not the only version of Gemma 4 that is available. Here's a complete list of Gemma 4 models that Google DeepMind released. The cheapest one, I would say the smallest one, comes with just 2.3 billion parameter. This is the one actually right now running on my laptop. Of course, I could do more and I can go with the bigger version of these models, but really wanted to see the one that is the smallest one, which I assume shouldn't be the intelligence one, is able to do some primary tasks that I'm providing all into a local on my laptop, which we're gonna check that shortly. So this one, 2.3 billion parameter, it understands text, images, and audio. This is the part I barely see people talking about it, because this is not just a text chatbot or an AI agent. This is a multi-modal capability that you can really enable it all end-to-end on your local machine without you paying anything or being connected to internet. So you can literally record a video of yourself or a voice out of yourself to prompt this AI agent to do the task for you. And this version comes with 128K token as a context size for the input. But the E4B, which is almost 2 times from the model parameter size perspective, it comes with the same modalities and the same 128K context window. Both of them are perfect fit for mobile phones. I'm gonna talk about that, how you can right now download on your mobile phone, and also some IoT edge devices or even laptops. But if you can afford more, that means you can have machines. If you go with 4-bit quantization version, maybe 16 to 18 gigabyte of RAM would be enough for you to have this Gemma 4 26 billion parameter. This one is a mixture of expert model, so it doesn't necessarily activate all the neurons and functions within the model, because it has a specific experts on different blocks of neural networks that will be triggered based on your type of request. Or you can go with the max one, which is the most intelligent one, 31 million parameter. This one is pure dense, no MOE. This one understands text and images, and also they do have more context size compared to E4, E2B, and E4B. Also, I'm adding this for your reference in case you're keen to know more about how these models are performing compared to each other. So Google DeepMind released these benchmarks, and they're showcasing that 31 billion parameter is almost the one that is performing the rest compared to the different benchmarks. But again, that doesn't mean you cannot use other ones. Maybe some of them are already good enough for your task to run locally on your computer. As I was recording my screen to walk through on Gemma 4, right now I realized that that agent is done, finished the task. So I will talk about how I created this agent right now. So I installed, which I'm going to talk about how, this Gemma 4 agent locally on my laptop, and I provided a CSV file that has a list of different logs of API servers, and I wanted to do some debugging to understand what's going on. So it was able to read the CSV logs for me, and here's the result of that. So you can see that in the CSV file that I have local on my laptop, some timestamp, method of that API call, the endpoint, and what was the response time. So I want to understand really some of these APIs might have some issues because of the response time. Obviously, this is just simulated fake data to wanted to really test the coding and code execution and data analysis capability of this local model that I'm running right now. Then you can see that it is using some different tools. For reading a file, it's calling a tool. For writing a file, it's calling a tool. And I'm going to talk about that how. And then you can see that it is able to run the code for me as well, which is this analyze.py, which it got generated by the agent. And finally, I have this beautiful summary of my logs analyzed and executed by a code that got generated by this Gemma 4 right now on my laptop. But how did I do it? This open source model is available across all these sources. You can directly right now go to Hugging Face, check the instructions, LM Studio if you have that UI right now running on your local machine, so you can add Gemma 4 there. For simplicity and for this demo purpose, I was able to just couple of lines of code, we're going to talk about that, install this model from Ollama. As I was just walking through the Ollama, I realized that I have turned off the internet, so I need to turn it on to be able to walk through on the rest of the process that I grabbed the code from internet and install it locally on my laptop. Installing Ollama is fairly simple. You just need to really have this curl command being pasted in your terminal, which I did before, and Ollama is installed. And then using Ollama, which is like an inferencing framework that can run locally to host these different open source models, including Gemma 4, is needed for your operating system. So I have installed that already. So the next step is fetching Gemma 4 and installing that from Ollama. The only thing you need to do is just calling Ollama, because you have installed Ollama in your terminal, and run Gemma 4. So let me show you how I did it in my terminal. I have already ran those two lines that I showed you to install Ollama and to get Gemma 4, so I can just test it with just typing Ollama, run Gemma 4, and then your query or any question you have. It's like a chat bot from the terminal experience. So if it responds to me with the model, so I assume that it's installed successfully. There you go. It says I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. To make sure, again, this model running now locally on my laptop, I want to actually just disconnect the internet again, and I just want to ask the same question, and let's see if it's working out. There you go. So I'm totally off connected from internet, and now we can start creating AI agent using this model because I have it right now in my laptop. So let's see how I created that AI agent. So for this test case, I created this simulated test CSV file as I told you about. I have all the logs here captured, and then at the same time, I have this agent.py, which is the main code that I have created my agent. Now you can obviously use Google ADK or all different agentic frameworks that let you type and code your agent. But for simplicity here, I didn't use any framework because of another additional capability of Gemma 4, which is tool calling or function calling. This is something that, again, rarely people talk about it, because this is extremely helpful for designing agentic workflows for Gemma 4. To be even more precise, here's the part I want to make sure that you have your full attention of why you need to use Gemma 4 compared to a lot of options and open source models. First of all, it has pretty advanced reasoning. I'm gonna show you that when I was running the agent, I could actually see all the reasoning capabilities of these models, and I was shocked that I just downloaded a 2 billion parameter model on my laptop with just 5 or 6 gigabyte that it's taking my memory. At the same time, I'm recording this my screen and also recording my audio, which are heavy processing tasks for just a MacBook that I'm recording the video right now, and it could do the reasoning. It is pretty good for agentic workflows because it supports function calling, which is what I use for creating that AI agent. And I'm going to talk about that shortly and walk through all the code. So it will give you a structured JSON output that you can call the functions or prompt it to make sure that it has the output that you need. It can do code generation, which I did actually in the AI agent. And again, it's not just a text-based model. It can understand vision, that means image, or even videos and audio. Not only that, it understands that long context because of that 128 or 200, around 200k token limit based on the type of the model and the version that you specify. And it supports more than 140 languages. This is truly impressive for a model with the given size, or better to say, the price it's worth to provide that performance that you need. So checking back to the code, I already did pip install Olama, so that's why I was able to import it here. And I have some tools for this AI agent as I am defining it on agent.py. First of all, I want to make sure this agent can list the files, it can read files, it can write files, and it can run Python codes. So simply, I'm defining this vibe coding agent, what it is supposed to do for me. Up to you. You can go very more complicated AI agent creation. Here, for simplicity, I'm just having a naive demo to show you different capabilities that you can have running now locally on your machine. So with defining these two functions, then I'm specifying what each function does with defining them as a tool here. So list files is simply just running this list of dictionary directories. Then this one, we just will open that because it's a read file. This one will just write it. Same one, this is just a function that take the code and run it as a Python code. And here's the part that I am specifying the agent. So under run agent function, I am specifying the context, which is a given task, and the user message with some system instructions. I'm telling this agent who you are, that you are an autonomous AI agent, you have these tools that I'm given to you on the top, and you're supposed to do whatever I'm asking here. So in my demo, I just had one specific ask, but you can have it like a chatbot, like Cloud Code actually, that you can keep dynamically ask questions and let this AI agent do the task for you, or use any agentic framework to create your AI agent for you. Then because this agent might make some mistakes as it's creating code, so I am specifying an iteration loop here until max step time. You are allowed to do trial and test, check your code, refine them, and run them again. Or you can just unlimit that to make sure the agent has free of charge, do whatever it wants to finish the task for you. And because it's free, it's running locally. As long as you're tolerable on the time, you don't care about that. Oh, I'm burning tokens too much. My building is getting so much high. There's no concern around it. That's why this is really the peace of mind for me. For the demo, I am asking two types of questions. First, I told you that I have that CSV file. So this is my query I'm asking it to the agent. And also this agent understands images. So I wanted to upload an image to see how it works. So let me show you that demo as well. Again, this is a very simple example that I have this PNG file. It's a picture. And I have added some codes in a given image. And again, just extracting code from an image, don't think it's an easy task for a model, because any single annotation, character, even a dot in a code can significantly change the whole concept. I want to make sure that it can fully extract everything out of the picture and run this code. So that means converting an image to a code, running it, get me the results back. Simply, I want to give four different numbers here, which are temperatures in Celsius, and I want to convert that to Fahrenheit using this formula, which is all embedded in a picture. And here it is. So I'm just uploading this picture here, which is already selected, the code photo that I showed you, clicking on run. Again, totally disconnected. This is now providing some reasoning on the backend for the model to understand what is this image, and then extract the code from this image, run it, and give me the result back. For sake of time, I have already done that. So here's the answer. It was able to extract what is the code, run this code, or generate a Python code that has the code, and running that. And I checked all of them. They are perfectly converted from Celsius to Fahrenheit. And here's the final agent answer. Again, everything running on my machine. Now for leveraging these models on your phone, you can right now go to App Store and just search Google AI Agent. you will see there's a list of models you can select, and Gemma 4 would be one of them, that you can literally disconnect your mobile phone from anything. Maybe you're somewhere that you have no signal and you need immediate urgent help for getting some knowledge from a model, and you wish you had something like ChatGPT that was in your pocket that could work with no signal even connected. This could be a great thing for you. So it can understand, again, text. You can see here in the demo, it can understand the images from your video feed, and at the same time understand the audio as well, all the way running the model on your mobile phone. And finally, here's my takeaway. I'm not going to say that this gonna replace the models that I'm already paying for, those gigantic and more intelligent models. Not at all. So this is not a replacement for them. But obviously, right now, I'm thinking about a lot of scenarios and use cases that I can just replace those models with these ones that could save me a huge ton of money and also my time, because I have the control of doing everything locally as simple as that I just showed you. So what you could do, maybe if you're using, let's say, Cloud Code or any vibe coding tools, that it's just keep paying for those big models, just ask Cloud Code, let's say that, hey, install Gemma 4 for me on my laptop, maybe start with the smallest one. And for some specific task that I'm asking to you think a smaller model should be capable of, offload your task to another model. And you can register it as a skill in your Cloud Code. So you will see that maybe out of 100% of your Cloud Code tasks running on, let's say, Opus model, which is pretty expensive, maybe 30% of them are getting offloaded or routed to a Gemma 4 model that is running on your local. So you don't need to necessarily migrate everything to a local model. You can start with a hybrid approach and gradually get your sense of how capable these models are to be able to have not just all your eggs in one basket, which is not actually a good practice. Maybe one provider is down or there's a bugging issue with an API. So what you're gonna do? So instead, try to think out of the box and empower yourself with having more hands on not just closed source models. And I think Gemma 4, as of now, with the leaderboard and everything we checked already, is the most capable one considering its size and efforts is needed to run local. I hope you enjoyed this video. If yes, I would be very thankful if you click on like icon and share your thoughts in the comment section below. And let me know if you're interested on that hybrid approach or using this in Cloud Code and just the scenario I talked to you about. I might actually create a dedicated video about it if you are interested. And subscribe so you won't miss the next video. Thank you so much.